Hey everyone, kind of sneaky here. We're going to go over this build guide today. It's WildStrike, physical stacking WildStriker, right? Because everything's converted to elemental damage with WildStrike, like all your fizzes. So a lot of people just go for straight elemental damage, like weapons and claws and so on and so forth. This is like pretty much, I mean, it has the elemental damage with attack skills within the gear and stuff like that, but as you can see, it's also got the flat fizz, stuff like that. The swords are fizz, and yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and go over this build a little bit here. First things first, it is a duelist. It's a slayer, right? This is the one thing I'm still trying to decide on, because right now I'm really only using it for that unique enemy damage for bossing and stuff like that. Just testing it out. I mean, it works real well. I do want to try out Masterful Form. You know, that would be nice for tankiness and stuff like that. And then Impact would be real nice too for probably clearing. So we're going to test those out, but as of right now, I mean, this setup right here is perfectly fine, perfectly capable of doing everything in the game. But I feel like we don't necessarily need that headsman, especially since all of our fizz is converted to LE damage. So I'm gonna go ahead and run a quick map here. See, do something kind of like quick, you know, just to show it off, I guess. Regen, get something decent there. Make sure there's no reflect LA, because that'll kill you. Alright, let's check it out.
My spirit is spent.
As you can see, the clear is pretty solid. I mean, the damage is even better, you know. We are running Headhunter right now. This build is, I'm telling you, perfectly fine without one. It's actually, honestly, I almost prefer it without the Headhunter. Like, I'm not even kidding. Feels somewhat better, even with just clearing, than the Headhunter does.
Still sane, Exile.
As you can see, for a T15, I mean, no problems with Legion or anything like that. Never even popped my Vol Haste. Yeah, I didn't have any plan going into this video, you know. I didn't have anything written down or nothing like that as to what we were going to talk about, so I'm kind of just going off the top of my head here. But we're gonna definitely get into the whole theory crafting that I did of this build, and go over the tree a little bit and stuff like that, and the gear after we finish this here. I mean, that, you know, that clear is pretty solid. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just kind of finish up a little more of this. I don't want to go too far or take too long to clear a map or whatever, clear the whole map. Just kind of wanted to show you guys. Oh, I do not have a portal scroll, so that's awesome. Oh, there's one. Anyways, so that was pretty much, you know, the build in a nutshell, how it shows off and maps and stuff like that. Alright, time for the gearing here. Basically, like I said, the foils and everything. I mean, you could probably do this with claws for more of that, for more life on hit and stuff like that. Claws are always better if you want more survivability, better life on hit. Foils are always the better damage option, unless you have like an insane claw, you know. But yeah, basically what I did here, I crafted these myself. On your foils, you're basically just gonna want that flat fizz DPS, flat fizz damage. Obviously, gonna want a lot of attack speed. That percent fizz and multi-modded. You're gonna want the crit chance on it, and I went ahead and went with the LE damage with attack skills to fill it out there. Since we're converting and just doing a ton of LE damage, and same thing with the other one. This one was, I mean, it's pretty good actually. For what it is, but basically the same thing. The flat fizz, percent fizz. This one has crit multi instead of the crit chance, since it's not multi-modded, and it's got the weapon LE damage with attack skills, and then the attack speed with the quality. I might just take the quality off and go for like the 1x attack speed craft, but we'll see. Right now it's doing just fine. As for helmet, you're going to want a ton of resistance on, or as much resistance as possible. Also, the WildStrike chains enchant, chains an additional 6 times. That's going to help your clear speed a ton. But also, the other option would be to go for the WildStrike, 40% increased WildStrike damage. I mean, that's going to be huge for bossing and stuff like that. So if you really want to go deep into this build and, you know, min-max it, you're going to want a helmet with the chain for clearing, for mapping, and then you're going to want a separate helmet if you really feel it's necessary. I've been just fine with the chains, even for bossing. But like I said, you're going to want a, if you are going to go that route, you're going to want that WildStrike 40% damage. And if you don't really care too much about insane clear speed, you can always just go for the percent damage over the chain anyways. But you're gonna want life, cold, lightning res, fire res, whatever you can get on there. And then as for amulet, preferably you're gonna want to get the intelligence amulet, because this build is real hard to get the intelligence you need on it. But you're gonna want, I guess, life, resistance, that elemental damage with attack skills. You can go for flat fizz here as well, but if you get like a if you see one on the market, or if you get a roll where it's like flat elemental damage, or even percent elemental damage, or crit chance, crit multi, you're gonna want all that. Like the prime amulet here would be like life, percent all res, crit chance, crit multi, and like the weapon elemental damage, if I didn't say that already. You know, but I mean, it's pretty hard to do. Alright, and then chest piece is going to be basically the Elder Astral Plate for endgame. You could go just normal Astral Plate, or just any really rare base at the start. I mean, you could go with Belly of the Beast, you could go with Lore Weave. There's a lot you could go with. But end game, you're gonna want that Elder Astral Plate. Mine's not the best. I had a way better self-crafted one that I wish I kept early in the league. I ended up selling it for a ton, but I sold it for like 60 exalts or something. It was actually insane. I had the T1 crit, but okay. Before that, you're gonna want the life, right? Resistances if possible, but the main thing you want is the 7 link, which is the level 1 maim. But you're also gonna either want, preferably you're gonna want that crit chance on it as well, and you get that by doing the serrated fossils. So you're gonna want to do pristine fossil and serrated fossils in a 2-socket resonator when you're crafting the astral plate. And you're gonna want it to be item level 84 or higher. You know, 86 is pretty expensive for the Elder Astral Plate, but I think it can roll. The reason for that is it can roll like the T1 what is it, T1 hybrid life or something like that. Hybrid life, I think it can roll from item level 86, something like that. But main thing you're gonna want is high life, the maim, and then the crit chance, or the attacks have percent increased crit chance, preferably tier 1 on that as well. You know, if you get something like this where you have the minus 15 mana cost and the maim and some life on it, I mean, I'm gonna re-roll this soon. Honestly, it's all right. I just wanted to put it on and get it going. But yeah, all right. You're gonna want to mark the Elder Steel Ring. You know, it's just insane attack damage when you have a shaped ring. You can go either steel ring or opal ring here. I went with shaped opal ring instead of the shaped steel ring just because it's so much cheaper this league right now. You're gonna want that assassin's mark on hit. I crafted this one myself. It took like, I was stupid about it. I had too much chaos. I honestly had way too much chaos, and I just started spamming chaos, and I went through probably about 1,500 chaos before I even got. I mean, I just kept rolling. I don't know what I was doing. I was looking for intelligence on it, as well as the assassin's mark on hit, and it just wasn't working out, so I gave up. But yeah, anything with, like, you can get a multi-modded one and multi-mod it, but you're gonna want that assassin's mark on it, preferably some resistance as well, and damage elsewhere. And if you can, try to get that intelligence on it. It's pretty huge. For boots, just something with a lot of life, resistance, move speed. If you can somehow manage your resistance, like if you throw on like a Stygian, and get enough resistance, right? My resistances are kind of screwed without it. I mean, it's close. A little screwed though. I want it to be a little better. Probably craft a better Stygian and get the max res up higher so that I can take out. We're thinking about taking out one of these 4 links and throwing in Kaom's roots, but that's for a later date there. So in here we're running like the steel skin setup, war banner, enhance, and blood rage. But like I said, for the boots, we're just running a lot of resistance, move speed, and life. Belt, basically, if you're not using a headhunter, or if you're bossing, regardless, just gonna want a Stygian. Like I'm using a pretty basic jewel right now. It's just got crit chance, life, resistance. But yeah, just a Stygian with a lot of life, resistance once again, and the elemental damage. I had a way better one that I actually crafted through the Tiny's trial in the Syndicate safe house or whatever it was, and I sold it. Once again, something I should have kept. It had like 50% elemental damage with attacks, 90 something life, double tier 1 resistance. Sold it for a ton, but should have kept it. Gloves. You're gonna want gloves. I mean, you can settle you can settle for normal gloves, life resistance, whatever. I'm going with the Elder Grip gloves, so you can get that serrated fossil craft for the attack speed. It's pretty huge, but you're gonna want to prioritize the life, resistance, and then from there, probably the attack speed craft on it. They're the hybrid, the level 18 faster attacks. You can get tier 1 on it. I just settled for the tier 2 for right now, but you go for that attack speed. Got lucky and got some accuracy as well on it, so that was good. But yeah, life, resistance, attack speed, and so on. Let's see here. We're finished with that. Flasks. I went with the Cinder Swallow for that onslaught, right? Pretty nice. You get a lot of life, or life on kill, man on kill. The Aziri's Promise is just pretty huge for that elemental damage as extra chaos. You know, you get a lot of that chaos damage leech back as life as well. The Lion's Roar is kind of just like a quality of life. I don't know. We can figure something out to swap it out. Maybe like even just a life flask or something like that. for now. Diamond Flask of Heat, can change that up a little bit. You know, you can swap these out for immunity to curse, immunity to freeze on either one really. Yeah, you're gonna want a Diamond Flask for that crit chance is lucky, and then the Quicksilver for move speed and immunity to curse or freeze, whichever one. And then oh yeah, the gems here. We got Leap Slam, and our 2/3 links in our swords are gonna be Leap Slam, Fortify, Fortify and faster attacks. On this one, it's going to be Vol Haste, Empower. You can swap that out for a portal if you really want, or put a portal here if you don't care about the increased duration on your Immortal Call. I still need to color that for that. But yeah, I'm running Vol Haste, Empower, increased duration right now. Let's get as much as I can out of that Vol Haste. On the helmet, you got Precision, Herald of Ice, Hatred, and then Enlighten. Mana issues can be somewhat of a problem until you get this Mana Leech node right here. But even before that, or even after then, you really want to work on getting that Enlighten at least level 3, because you're gonna have somewhat of a mana problem at first. Okay, you got Steel Skin, like I said, War Banner for the accuracy and whatnot, and then Enhance and Blood Rage. You just try and get buff that Blood Rage as much as possible. You know, it's getting 44% instead of 20% from the Enhanced level 4. And this league, they're really not that expensive at all for the Enhance. On gloves, Immortal Call, cast when damage taken, summon Ice Golem, and then what is it? Increased duration. For the 6 link, excuse me, it's the WildStrike, Hypothermia, Elemental Damage with attack skills, Ancestral Call for that clear. That helps a lot with the clear speed. When you boss, switch it out for like a Ruthless support. Helps a ton for bossing. You don't really need it for map bosses. When you're doing like Shaper or Uber Elder or something like that, swap it out. Melee Fizz damage and multi-strike. Excuse me. Alright. That's pretty much it for the gear there. Put that on so I don't delete it. As for the Ascendancy, first ones you're going to go for are going to be the Endless Hunger in your regular lab. Then you're going to go to Brutal Fervor. Just get a lot of leech and stuff like that out of it, attack speed. Then you're going to go for Overwhelm for the crit and stuff like that. And then right now the Headsman, like I said, we're still working on trying to swap that out and figure something out. Alright. I'm going to have on this video, I'm going to have the POE Planner and the POE Build Guide links so that you can kind of follow the passive tree to the correct locations while you're leveling or whatever. So I am level 100, so I have them all full, or I have all the passive skills and whatnot. But like I said, I'll have the POE Planner like tree links for like, let's say 50 points, so you know which routes to take first. Yeah, like I said, the main difference between this build and just a normal WildStrike build is you're stacking that Fizz. A lot of people don't go Slayer for WildStrike. I figured it out, made it work. It's honestly really good for bossing and everything in the game, honestly. The health is, like I said, is a little low. I didn't really go over that too much. You can sacrifice there. I mean, so it's right now I'm on softcore. You're not gonna play it the same tree in softcore, or this same tree in hardcore with this amount of health and this type of gear. You know, you're gonna change it up. So people who say, "Oh, you're level 100, you have less than 5k life." I mean, you're doing a ton of damage. You're having fun with the build. yeah, I mean, the potential is there to get one shot every now and then when you're doing end game stuff. But there's people with 9K life who randomly get one shot, who have 5 endurance charges or more going. You know, I mean, it happens. But this is sacrificing life for damage, and to me, that's more fun in softcore. You know, but yeah, like I said, I'll post those links. If you guys ever have any questions about anything, I'll post a link to my Twitch stream as well. I have a schedule on there, so if I'm not online at the time, you guys can always check the schedule or whatever, post comment, and join the stream whenever I'm online. Alrighty. Thank you guys for checking out this build guide here for the Enhanced Shaman Wild Striker. Alrighty, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thank you very much.